Public service announcement. Google's annihilation of broad match modified match types is now complete, or it will be. Google sent out their own little PSA saying, end of July, starting in late July, you'll no longer be able to create new BMM keywords with the plus keyword notation. This is interesting to me, though. I was curious as to how they were going to do this, and I guess this makes the most sense, but existing BMM keywords will continue to serve using updated phrase matching behavior. So that's kind of good news, especially if you have really big campaigns. If you have like massive accounts with tons and tons of keywords, and you didn't want to have to go into editor and figure out how to do all the changes, you can just leave them, and your BMM phrases are now phrase match. And that's only good news if you like that modified behavior. But it's worth remembering that phrase match isn't going to be all-encompassing. There's going to be performance changes. So I'm not telling you to just leave it, everything's fine. I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is if you're comfortable with the fact that it's moving to phrase match and phrase match has broadened just a little bit, then you should be in good shape just leaving it. However, they are getting pretty restrictive. You're not going to be able to create new ones, and you're not going to be able to edit existing BMM keywords. Instead, you're going to be prompted to change it to phrase match, which kind of makes sense. I think, all things being equal, I would just go in and update everything. I don't think it makes sense not to. And they've got a little nifty tool inside of Google Ads Editor that allows you to do this in bulk. So I think it would really help you. The people that I think this is potentially going to hurt the most, we've already talked a little bit about this, but if you're doing massive amounts of keyword sculpting, realize that you're going to have redundant phrases in different ad groups or campaigns, depending on how you had it structured. So you'll have the same phrase, broad match, modified phrase match, and exact match, and then you're pushing traffic in different directions based off of how it is that people are searching, which was, that pretty solid approach. Google realizes this because they go in and talk about remove redundant keyword recommendation in the recommendation tab. So that's probably something to pay attention to, because if you have the BMM keyword and you have the phrase match keyword, you just want to make sure that you're not delivering both. The very last thing is Google consider using broad match with smart bidding. I don't disagree with this. If you haven't seen any of our other videos on what we're affectionately calling broadimation, Google's ability to take a broad match term, couple it with smart bidding, and then actually deliver on leads is surprisingly adept. And it's at a minimum worth testing. It doesn't always work. There's variables involved, but it's worth testing. But otherwise, just make sure you go in there and you know what's going to happen to your BMM terms. Update and adjust them if you want to. It's what I'd recommend doing. But if you left them as is, we probably have some clients that we're just going to leave as is because we know the behavior is what we want, and it doesn't make sense to go through 150 accounts and update every single one of them. But if you're solo and specifically if you think there's going to be an issue with match types, then it's probably worth doing. That's all I got. Like, comment, subscribe. We shoot a video every day. So if you want Google Ads, tips, tricks, hacks, best practices, I don't know why I say hacks. I don't think we hack anything. It's just one of those terms. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow.